rectangular. I think we need a set because there's like a different number of tables every time we do it, and it gets dicey.
Ha! Did it.
You're really projecting.
Am I projecting?
Yeah.
It's because I can't hear myself, so I assume I'm just like dead silent.
It's the same way old people yell at the TV.
At the TV. They yell the answers to Jeopardy at the TV.
Dude, my grandma was so good at Jeopardy.
Yeah?
Rip.
Rest in peace, Jeopardy champion. Co Derek.
Her name was
solid name.
Her name was
Thank you for the follow.
Pat's fault.
Oh wow,
great
that
name.
Perfect.
It was like stuttering.
It was very quiet, says Big Bear. You talking about when you shit in the woods? Ho!
No! Do they? Does he?
Does Big Bear 968 shit in the woods? Only he can tell us.
Here's a relic of Progenitus. Now this is an interesting start. Oh yeah, see this is Red White Soul Sisters for Norin the Wary.
Oh.
We're gonna be here the whole time.
What have we done to ourselves?
Here's a. So we're probably gonna cycle off this relic here. I'm guessing an end of turn.
Likely.
And here's a Genesis Chamber. You're gonna have to be hot and fast with the card lookups here, Spotter Monkey.
Yeah, Genesis Chamber is a solid one. I used to play that in my. Never mind.
Maybe I'll put it in my Perforos EDH deck because that thing kind of sucks. So always looking for good cards to add to my not very good deck.
It's a fine deck.
And so Riccella now kept off of white mana.
Here's a Genesis Chamber.
Here's the Genesis Chamber. So
Riccella does have a plane, so he's not totally off of white.
Here's another Genesis Chamber.
Whenever a non-token creature
enters the
battlefield, if it's untapped, create a creature, create a 1/1 mirror, whatever.
Yep. So this card helps him really fire off, go super wide.
All right, well, here's PPTQ Nalar. This will instantly go wide as well.
There we go, very
those
wide.
Are not mirrors, those are Thopters. Oh, man, this is...
Oh, does Genesis Chamber generate them on both sides?
Yeah.
That's so good.
No Big Bear, this is actually going wide. This is not going deep.
Alright, let's see what Riccella can muster here.
He really needs a creature.
He really
or
needs...
Like
you know what would combo well with these Genesis Chambers is the Suture Priest.
Suture Priest is nice.
Because that will make your opponent lose life when you...
Lightning Helix on the PPTQ Nalar. No creature.
So these Genesis Chamber triggers would actually start dealing tons of damage with the Suture Priest.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, here's more mountains. He's got a Scrying Sheets and a Blood Moon on the board, though, so...
Not a combo.
It's a non-bow. It's a straight-up non-bow.
Although he's...
Here is...
setting mana aside, like he is going to. Here's some more mirror.
Eldrazi Scourge?
Sure, man. I don't know. I don't even know what that card is. Is this the one you can cast from exile?
Yeah, this is the 3/3 that...
Perfect.
You can cast it from exile. And I think it automatically exiles itself as well.
If it's targeted. I don't know what they're talking about, but here's a Mentor of the Meek.
Mentor of the Meek going to generate a couple tokens here.
We got a Muldrifter of the Meek here.
Here we go. Yep, so he's paid the evoke cost, the extra 2 to...
Yeah, to keep his 2/2. I would say that both of these decks are pretty jank, Big Bear, but that's just me.
So the Skred deck had its moment in the moon.
In the sun.
In the sun. A couple, maybe a year ago-ish.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere and won a GP.
Yeah.
All right. Down with the Mentor of the Meek.
Yeah, well,
He's
lightning
going to
bolt
need
action.
some kind of offense here.
Yeah, Riccella is really playing these Genesis Chambers with no other action isn't very good.
No, it just gives your opponents a lot of action, and that's not where you want to be.
Alright, so he's going to take 5 down to 14, it looks like. And it looks like we're going to have just a strong pass.
We need lots of sisters here. Lots of soul sisters. Oh, nope. 4. Here's another mom and pa.
Yeah, so if he were to draw, like, running sisters here, he could definitely, you know, stand in and fight for a while.
The whispering robot voices you hear in the background are our robot overlords telling us what to talk about.
Yes, the Eldrazi did implant into my mind earlier this weekend.
Did they?
Yes, it's how I won my PPTQ. They were whispering in my ear
Sweet
all the evil thoughts.
I see.
And now I welcome their presence and am completely under their control. So happy to be here.
Here's a Perforos.
Alright, here's Perforos. So the Perforos
And a Johnny Pridemate.
is not going to generate the Genesis Chamber trigger because it doesn't come in. It's not a creature.
Right.
But the Johnny Pridemate is, and that's going to then generate 6 damage total from the Perforos.
Skred the Pridemate.
Yep, so one thing about Blood Moon you need to remember is that while the cards lose their subtype Mountain, they keep their super type Snow.
Correct. And it's also non-basics, and snow-covered lands are basic lands.
The scrying sheets are snow lands as well.
Oh, correct, yeah. SJ Cantory, because of the wiring in the building, sometimes we get the AM radio that comes through like very faintly, and that's probably what's happening. That's probably what you're hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, a little bit of talky talk there.
Usually it only happens when there's a Cincinnati Reds game going on, but obviously not happening here.
All right.
All right, well,
doesn't
Riccella
find anything else.
Scoops him up because he should be embarrassed about his deck choice.
Yeah, this is one he kind of keeps bringing back to the tables every time he comes to play Magic. I think his goal is to catch people off guard.
I don't think that's his goal. I think his goal is to annoy people.
Oh, well, mission accomplished. No, so yeah, I mean, it's got Nor and the Wary and Perforos and Soul Sisters, so it's whatever.
It definitely attacks from a unique angle and could possibly pull out some victories through that, but honestly...
This Skred deck, on the other hand, is just a Blood Moon-based kind of control deck.
Yeah, Blood Moon, spot removal,
and
bank on, like, keeping a bunch of cards in your opponent's hand while you clean up their board.
Right. And so that makes his... he actually, I think, has a fighting chance given this room. There's a lot of Jund and a lot of Abzan. So the Abzan worse than Jund.
You say that every week.
Well, there is.
No, there's not. You see like 1 or 2 tops.
That's
of like 20
that's
players.
what we put on.
No.
No, yeah.
No. We'll do a count. We'll take a metagame census after this.
Is Jake Valentine here? Because he always kind of runs around and does that for us.
No, but last time he was here, we only had 1 green-black player in the room.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I stand corrected. There's probably more Grixis players, actually, than Jund players.
Likely.
On any given night. Um. Anyway, I think Blood Moon is a good card in this room.
I don't.
Okay.
So there.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think any of our viewers
Taste
are.
it.
I don't think any of our viewers are surprised that you disagree with me.
I think Blood Moon's a fine card in this room. That's fine. It's fine. Doesn't do much, but it's fine.
You don't do much.
I don't. I work. I eat. I sleep. I cook.
Comment on Magic the Gathering matches occasionally.
I act very arbitrarily angry. Thanks for the follow, man. I didn't catch your name.
But we had a follow. We had the Spinning Stars of Greatness.
Oh, it was a subscribe. Holy smokes.
Whoa! Let's go all the way back. Run it back. Tell us who that was.
Let us know who it was.
And we're
so
going
we can
to
properly shout this individual out.
Yeah, I might even write an epic poem about him.
I doubt you're gonna write an epic poem about him. I doubt that's gonna happen.
Okay.
But you might write like a short poem about him.
Right, just a poem.
Just a regular old poem.
How long does a poem have to be before it's epic?
I don't know. I think that's something that's like decided upon by your peers.
Like afterwards. It's like a nickname you get.
Right.
You can't nickname yourself.
You can't nickname yourself. But you know who could nickname themselves?
Who?
Waiting for our spotter to come up with that last subscriber so we can say IDK, thank you for the follow. Pretty short username, but
Chris Hutchinson 1984 is now hosting our stream.
oh my.
Shout outs to all the followers of Chris Hutchinson 1984. It was a strong year.
Disagree. Poor year.
Oh, you don't like that year?
1984, no. I was only one.
I was one. I was kicking around. I was, living in a Cape Cod style house.
From what I hear, 1984 was just awful. Just awful.
Yeah.
All the worst people were born that year.
Fantastic. It's one of my favorite albums.
Okay.
That's a great album. I haven't heard her new stuff yet. Have you heard the new Taylor Swift joint?
No.
Been told it's pretty good.
From who?
What?
From who? Who told you it was pretty good?
I think Cedric Phillips put on his Facebook that he thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Several people I follow on Facebook that I cannot recall right now.
Literally every review I've gotten about it has said it's just awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like...
I heard the first song is really bad.
Okay.
Her first single, Look What You Made Me Do.
Let's get an overhead here. There's Magic being played, and I'm missing out.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Come on, Spotter Monkey.
Come on, Spotter Monkey. No bananas for you.
Keep us on track. I might just bring in a mushy banana.
Yeah, just throw it at him. What is even going on now?
All right, we have is that a champion of the parish?
That's a champion of the parish. Does not get bigger when mirrors enter the battlefield.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like watching Mike play his deck.
The 1984 book was much better than the 1984 album. I'm willing to wager.
Sure. I mean, one of them had a lot longer to stand up to scrutiny than the other. Yeah, so I always look at this deck and I see the cards he plays and I'm just like, I don't know how that card fits into the bigger picture.
I don't think there is a bigger picture.
It's literally just ones he wanted to play. Like, this card deserves to be in a sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, prove me wrong, Mike Riccella. Come on.
All right. I'm going to fire off a Skred there before this champion of the parish gets out of hand.
Here's a Suture Priest.
All right, Suture Priest. See, this is a big one. This could have done a lot of work for him last game. All right,
apparently
it's
just
spelled
Norin sisters, according to Skyla 1213. 1213 was a good year.
Yeah, do we know anything about what happened that year?
Vaguely.
It's like the middle of the Dark Ages.
It was like right after the Magna Carta was signed, I guess. That was 1210, right?
You got me on this one. Not up on my legal history.
So, I mean, the Magna Carta weighing fresh in people's minds. What a wonderful year 1213 was.
I don't think most people knew the Magna Carta even existed until
I don't think
like
most people knew anything existed outside of like their village at that point. But
right. I mean, this is back when people lived and died within a 30-mile radius. And that's the whole world you knew.
Not so much, but
You don't think?
no. That's more like 1213 BC.
No, I don't think. I mean, people were not traveling hundreds of miles on foot. They were probably more likely to travel hundreds of miles on foot in BC than they were AD.
Magna Carta was 1215 and it was well known, says the chat.
Well, everybody knew. Like, the peasants knew. Like, oh, yeah, we have rights now.
Yeah. The peasants were like, heck yeah. Yeah, it shook the world of royalty. I think what Taylor's saying is that there were people that weren't aware of the world of royalty. I mean, they knew they existed, but weren't aware of the inner workings.
It wasn't like the common man either. It was the sub-noble class, the merchant class.
Right.
Like the landowning non-nobility.
The peasants were the ones that forced the king to sign it.
That's not how I understand it to be, but I'll go do some research.
The common man knew. I don't know who this Ipoa is, but I like the cut of his jib.
Nice jib, Ipoa. Yeah, you're gonna have. I'm gonna go read the Wikipedia article on the Magna Carta.
You do
tonight.
that. We'll do it in between rounds and tell us all about it.
Probably not. Probably not gonna happen.
I'm gonna insist that it happens.
All right, I'll sit down with my phone and read the damn Magna Carta Wikipedia article.
I know you're here every week. I don't know who you are though. The Fifth Crusade started in 1213, apparently. So there you go. Lots of bloodshed.
Good, yeah, man. All right, Riccella's still trying to mount an offense here. Okay, so I always...
So here's a field of ruin on the scrying sheets.
Yeah, so this Genesis chamber...
What about mythic men? That's what we really need to know.
Mythic
The question was, what about the uncommon man or the rare man? Did they know about the Magna Carta? Mythic rare men didn't know until the 19th century. That's fair. They had other things to occupy themselves with than the workings of mere common and uncommon and rare men.
Do you think the president is a mythic rare because he's orange?
I'm not going to touch that one.
All right.
I believe the president, the office of the president of the United States is beyond scrutiny.
Beyond scrutiny.
All right, so we're going to tick up Koth. How do you feel about Koth? That was a sweet one in Standard.
Is something I really wouldn't mind doing is playing the 4-mana Planeswalker deck in Modern. Just like 3 and 4-mana Planeswalkers.
Is that a real thing?
1 and 2 mana. No, I'm making it up as I go along right now.
Okay.
And 1 and 2 mana.
Well, here's a Koth.
Of the hammer.
It's hammer time, baby.
Dun-dun. So it makes a land into a creature. It's a great offensive threat. Or it can bring its cost down so that you can
make a lot of red mana.
Make a lot of red mana and like get multiple threats out. So
the real value of this was to pressure your opponent's life total so they couldn't really swing into the Koth to try and kill it.
Right.
And then you just ult and the game is over.
Right.
It only has to go up twice before the game is just over. Oh man, we're pathing a mountain.
Really trying to preserve that life total.
Bold strategy. Well, it's not going to matter here if he gets to ult next turn.
Yeah, the real big deal was there was the Koth Lux Cannon deck that used Proliferate to
You don't have to sell me on anything involving a Lux Cannon. I'll tell you that right now.
Dude, Lux Cannon's a sweet card.
Oh, yeah. That was probably one of my favorites of all time. Many suppositions about using a Lux Cannon to fire somebody into the sun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright. I thought you just exiled a permanent.
You could. Or you could fire yourself into the sun.
Noted. Alright.
Here's a Norin the Wary.
Norin the Wary. Making...
Alright, so Norin down. I feel like the whole Soul Sisters, Norin Sisters, whatever, is just a troll at this point. I wanted to see something happen.
Yeah,
and yet here we are. Alright, so we have a Kothalt and a Koth Emblem.
So now all these mountains tap for 1 damage, right?
Yes. So you can just untap 7U, or just 7U, untap 7U and win. Why do we shoot the mirror?
You just take the 1.
You could shoot it again in response if you really care, but you don't.
Alright.
Because that's game.
Alright, well, that's what happens when your deck doesn't do its thing.
Or anything. Not even its thing, but it doesn't do anything.
It does nothing?
Like the goggles.
Alright, you got about 25 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to go...
discuss amongst yourselves. We're going to go research the Magna Carta.
I'm going to research the metagame. Taylor's going to research the Magna Carta. And we'll be back here in about 25 minutes to reveal our findings. See you then.
We'll see you then.